All right, sweet angels. I'm hunkered down in Lily's room at her desk. The light's a little bright, so I'm going to try to block it with my head. All right, so for writing today, you are going to focus on what you wrote on Thursday and Friday. I know there weren't a lot of examples for you to look at. I read a couple of them, but I am going to sit here and I am going to read multiple. So I just want you to stop and listen to what this writing sounds like. So you are going to sort out all of your cards under the heading. Okay, and then you're going to sit there and listen to me. You are then, when I'm finished, going to reread what you wrote about your animal, 2 to 3 paragraphs, maybe at the most 4, under appearance. And you are going to think about, if you need to rewatch this video, rewatch it, but you're going to think about what can you do to make your writing more interesting. Then you're going to do the exact same thing under diet. And then today we're focusing on habitat, okay? So right now I am going to read one on, what is this? This one's about cheetahs. And it's going to be, I'm going to read the first heading, which is appearance, and the second heading, which is diet, okay? A cheetah's thick silver mane covers a baby cheetah. This mane will protect a cub until it is 2. The spots on a cheetah are all different. If you look at them, you can see that they are not the same. The cheetah spots might look the same, but they are not. A cheetah has spots all over them. They have them on their back, they have them on their head, they have them on their belly, they have them everywhere. If you did not have spots, people could not tell a cheetah or a tiger apart if they didn't. They would not tell them apart because a cheetah and a tiger would look the same if the cheetah did not have the spots. So the spots are very important to the cheetah because people would not be able to tell them apart. Okay, so that one's rather simple, okay? I'm going to show you. I'm going to cover up the name of this student, and I'm going to show you. So it started right here, okay? Don't worry about the introduction right now. Don't worry about changing the headings. We're not doing that yet. Hers starts here, and it goes through here, and that is simply for the appearance, okay? Here goes another appearance. This one is on a polar bear, okay? Again, this is the introduction. We're not doing this. Don't worry about changing these. We'll do those later. This is the first paragraph, or there's 2 paragraphs, I'm sorry. And then there's more. This one has 3, 4, 5. This one has 6, but they're shorter, okay? And that's all appearance. And then we go into diet is 3. Okay, so I'm going to read the appearance for this one on polar bears. You may think polar bears always have fur, but guess what? Polar bears are born hairless. I love that there's a question in there. They only have a very thin coat, so they have to keep warm. Do you know what color skin polar bears have? Their skin is black, not white. They look white because the fur is white. So that's interesting, okay? We didn't know that a polar bear actually has black skin, but the fur on top of the skin is white. Did you know, and do you notice how some of these are starting with questions? That's important to do as a writer. Don't overdo it though, but it's important to add some differentiating in there. Did you know baby polar bears are called cubs? Male polar bears are called boar. Female bears are called sows. Female polar bears weigh 252 kilograms. Male polar bears weigh 454 kilograms. A baby polar bear weighs 1 pound and 450 grams, or 450 grams. Polar bears are 8 feet tall, all grown up. Polar bears are 2 feet wide, all grown up. Baby polar bears are as wide as your hand, as long as your hand, and as tall as your hand. Okay, so basically, baby polar bears will look like this when they're born. Did you know polar bears can smell from far away? They can smell from 3 miles away. It is because polar bears have bigger noses than any other bear on Earth. That's interesting. Because they have to smell through thick ice in order to get their food. My favorite part of a polar bear is its teeth. I like the polar bears because polar bears have sharp teeth. I also like that polar bears' teeth because polar bears have 4 canine teeth. And then we're going to move into the diet. Polar bears eat a lot of different foods. It is because they go to different places. Every year, polar bears will move to get food. I didn't know that. Polar bears like to eat snow, geese, and wolves. The smallest food polar bears eat are fish and lemming. The biggest food polar bears eat are beluga and killer whales. Wow. Did you know polar bears eat 1 kilogram each day? Yes, it's true. It is because polar bears hunt every day and eat a lot. They mostly eat seal because they have blubber. Okay, so I would think that they would eat more than maybe 1 kilogram a day, but we learned some really awesome stuff, okay? Now, this one I'm going to go into and read the habitat one because it'll give you an example of what you're writing today. Polar bears live in the Arctic. It is one of the coldest places on Earth. Polar bears make dens to keep warm during the winter so they can hibernate. Polar bears only have 2 predator killer whales and wolves. Wolves get a polar bear by cornering it, one, and then they kill it. They corner it and then they kill it. Killer whales get polar bears by getting a polar bear when it is swimming. Did you know animals live with the polar bears? Animals such as killer whales, wolves, seals, fish, and beluga, all those animals live with the polar bears. No person can live in the cold Arctic. All right, and let's read one more of these. This one is snakes. Oh, I actually love this one. It's a coral snake. It's written about, and we are going to read the appearance, okay? What does a coral snake look like? The coral snake is known to be one of the longest snakes in Africa. It can grow up to 5 feet as an adult. Coral snakes also have a pattern of red, yellow, black, and yellow. A special body part of the coral snake is the fangs because venom flows through the fangs and poisons enemies when bitten. How many coral snake species are there? Exactly 50 species of coral snakes. The diet. A little snake is slithering in the grass, then snatch! A coral snake gobbles it up. So the coral snake eats other snakes. At least they don't only eat their kind. They also like to eat lizards. Well, want that more than birds, insects, and mice. And that's not all they eat. They also eat rodents. That is most of their prey. So clearly they are carnivores. What is the coral snake's habitat? Coral snakes live in dry places such as places like Africa and Florida. Most live in South America. This may sound odd, but coral snakes can live beneath bark trees. I did not know that. And like most snakes, they can also live underground. All right, last one. Sorry, I have 2 more I want to read. They're both great. This one's on giraffes. A giraffe has many cool features, but its most important feature is its spots. The spots are cool to look at, but they are not just cool. They help the giraffe. It helps a giraffe to blend into the wild, so they camouflage them. So if a lion sees it, the lion might think it's a tree. This is also called camouflage. Baby giraffes love to play. They chase each other around, but giraffe parents have a way of playing too. In a male group, they hit each other with their long necks, and if one of them gets hurt, they will simply just walk away as if nothing had happened. How long is your tongue? Probably pretty small, but a giraffe's tongue is 18 to 20 inches long. Giraffes have this tongue to be able to reach leaves from high up in trees. The kind of leaves they eat are called acai leaves. And this is the diet of giraffes. Some humans eat a lot, but do you think you can eat 75 pounds a day? Giraffes eat 75 pounds a day, which is a lot. After they're done eating 75 pounds a day, it goes down their throat and goes into 4 sections. Then it sits in their stomach for a while. Then the food the giraffe chews goes back up through the throat, and then the giraffes have to eat it all over again. Would you eat a thorn? Probably not, but a giraffe will say yes. A giraffe can eat thorns. You might be wondering how a giraffe eats a thorn. Well, their thick saliva makes it so a giraffe can eat thorns, and the saliva will cover the thorn in it. So the thorn will go down the giraffe's very long neck and they won't feel it. Can you survive without water for a few weeks? Well, we know that's an instant no, but a giraffe can. The leaves they eat have a little bit of water in them. So in a sense, a giraffe eats 75 pounds of leaves a day, and every leaf has drops of water in it. Then the giraffe can fill buckets of water through the water in the leaves so they can eat. This is the habitat. Giraffes live in many parts of Africa, but if you're looking for one, they might be camouflaged. Their brown spots will blend into the grass. Camouflage means to disguise in order to hide. Giraffes have many predators. They have the crocodile, the cheetah, but the most dangerous one the giraffe fears most of all is the lion. The lion is not always the winner of the fight sometimes. The giraffe makes the lion so hurt that the lion is afraid. But when the lion attacks the giraffe, the giraffe can kick and smack the lion to make the lion afraid. In Africa, they have all kinds of trees, but the leaves giraffes like are acai leaves, and that is mostly found in Africa. Acai leaves are giraffes' favorites. So this one, oops, let me cover up some of the names. So this one, ignore the introduction. This one's shorter. This is going to be part of the appearance. More of the appearance. Diet. A little bit more of the diet. And this part is the habitat. All right, last one I'm reading, and then I'm stopping. This is, oh, I love this one. Thresher shark. These amazingly fast creatures are dark blue and gray. They are perfectly shaped like a triangle. Thresher sharks have 5 gills. Thresher sharks have small but sharp teeth. Did you know that the most threatening part of a thresher shark's body is the tail because of how sharp and long the tail is? The female thresher shark is 15 feet long. The male is 11 feet long. The longest thresher shark known is 18 feet long. Thresher sharks weigh half a ton. Thresher sharks have 7 fins in all, not including the tail. They also have big eyes. And now we're moving into the diet. Did you know that thresher sharks eat 5 different kinds of fish? The first type is mackerel. The second type is herring. The third type is shad. The fourth type is pilchard. The fifth type is squid. Thresher sharks also eat fish eggs. Thresher sharks, that's a lot of thresher sharks. They eat clownfish eggs as well. And now we're talking about the habitat. Did you know that thresher sharks only live in warm water? They don't like cold water. If they stay in cold water for more than 5 minutes, they freeze to death. Thresher sharks live in oceans near Florida and Southern California. They are cold-blooded, and they live in the deep parts of the ocean. All right, do your best writing today. Make me proud. Miss you.